Savannah is revealed to be the new chef at Hotel Duval who implements extremely strict rules, causing significant stress among staff. In severe cases, employees have collapsed from fatigue. The protagonist received a letter from Spinner Lothra's family requesting an interview about the situation. Staff at Hotel Dbor are unable to express their true feelings because Savannah constantly monitors the kitchen. Monica offers to treat the protagonist to a meal at a restaurant run by Spina de Lasla, which employs a famous chef. Savannah interrupts with an apology and offers candy from Monica. A message is found on the candy wrapper saying, "Go see Escoffier." It's revealed that Escoffier is the former chef of Hotel Duval who recreated the famous Duval cake recipe and restored the hotel's prosperity. She's described as the most renowned chef since the genius Modeste. Escoffier left her position following a food contamination incident involving illegal additives. Though no one in the kitchen knew how they were introduced, Escoffier took responsibility and went to Melipide Fortress. Upon her release, Savannah had already taken her position as chef. Escoffier is shown to have a stern personality as well, correcting a cook's technique for mushroom cream soup. Despite being strict, her guidance focuses on improving cooking methods rather than simply criticizing. The protagonists locate Escoffier at a restaurant in Sandor River. Escoffier provides food for Irel, a worker whose father Philmon collapsed and needed care at home. Though presented as waste that couldn't be served to customers, it's actually nutritious food to help Irel's family. Escoffier admits recommending Savannah for the chef position at Hotel Duval. Escoffier feels responsible for how Savannah has changed from the kind, modest person she once was. After seeing Monica's message, Escoffier decides to return to Hotel Duval to confront the situation, particularly after learning about the harsh treatment of the kitchen staff. Upon returning to Hotel Duval, Escoffier finds Monica being forced to apologize excessively to customers for a minor cooking error. Escoffier confronts this unreasonable behavior, learning that Savannah forbids cooks from entering the kitchen until customers accept their apologies. Staff explain the difference between Escoffier and Savannah's management styles. While Escoffier's criticism was constructive and aimed at improvement, Savannah merely punishes without guidance. The conversation reveals that Escoffier's departure resulted from an incident involving Lumilene, a sensory-enhancing drug from Fontaine Academy. It was a past incident involving a dangerous ingredient called Lumilene, which damaged nerves, prompting police restrictions. However, products containing Lumilene had already entered the market before the danger was discovered. It appears someone accidentally purchased problematic ingredients, causing an accident at Hotel Duval. Escoffier had taken full responsibility to protect the hotel's reputation and prevent discord among staff. Monica mentions feeling sad about stirring trouble at Sondergauer River, a restaurant run by Spina de Lasla. Escoffier insists he's satisfied with his current job and doesn't want to revisit the past, accepting responsibility as the chef during the incident. Tension emerges when Savannah arrives, suggesting there's dissatisfaction with Escoffier's past decisions. A heated exchange occurs between Escoffier and Savannah about Hotel Duval's management. Savannah asserts independence in running the hotel since it was entrusted to them. Mr. Vanagem suggests they resolve their disagreement through Hotel Duval's traditional method, a cooking battle, which Escoffier had revived years ago. The cooking battle tradition dates back to the restaurant's founders, Modeste and Saberi, who competed whenever they disagreed on management policies or menus. The winner earned the right to implement their ideas. This practice became crucial to Hotel Duval's success, helping it reach the top of Hotel Gourmet rankings. Savannah proposes high stakes for the battle. If Escoffier loses, he must hand over the Duval Grand Chef, an original secret recipe book containing numerous recipes, including the famous Duval cakes. This treasure was left by legendary chef Modeste and is considered extremely valuable in Fontaine's gastronomy circle. It's revealed that Savannah already has a copy of the recipe book, but wants the original that Escoffier took when leaving Hotel Dbor. Despite both containing the same recipes, Savannah seems determined to obtain the original. They agree to compete using Duval cakes from the Grand Chef's menu. Vanagum explains that Hotel Dbor has always operated as a partnership since its founding. He admits having self-interest in the competition. If Escoffier wins, Vanagum hopes to persuade Savannah about something, possibly even bringing Escoffier back to the hotel. The Duval Grand Chef is actually more of an adventure diary than a mere recipe book. It documents Modeste's travels around Fontaine with Savannah, during which they discovered new ingredients and developed recipes. The legendary first Duval cake used special seasonings found during these adventures. Hotel Duval's history reveals it wasn't always successful. After the founders parted ways and Modeste died young, the restaurant struggled for decades before ending up with Vanagum. The current Duval cake isn't a true reproduction of the original, but rather Escoffier's modern recreation based on limited historical information. The Duval cake recipe is complex, typically requiring 3 people to prepare properly. As preparation for the competition begins, Escoffier tests potential assistants' knife skills and demonstrates sophisticated cooking techniques using a special low-temperature extraction machine developed by Fontaine scientists to precisely extract flavors from ingredients. Balance is essential in cooking, as adding too many ingredients will ruin the taste. During a cooking demonstration, careful attention to measurement is emphasized, noting that precise quantity matters less than proper technique. A novice cook surprisingly demonstrates exceptional skill, producing an almost perfect dish that suggests prior experience. A comprehensive test is announced where each participant must submit a dish for Hotel Duval's menu. The primary evaluation criterion is the finished product's quality, serving as practice for an upcoming cooking competition. Participants are encouraged to submit their most delicious creations. During evaluation, one dish earns recognition for its elegant snowflake-like aura. The assessment begins immediately with varying results. One cook boasts about their cooking skill, but receives only 6 points out of 100, a devastating score. Another participant attempts macarons with reduced sugar, but still scores low. The final dish initially receives 8 points but is later upgraded to 9 after careful consideration. The evaluator praises its perfect color, appetizing scent, and skilled technique. While not perfect in taste, it demonstrates extensive training with a noble quality compared to a snowflake. Discussion turns to team formation for a cake-making competition at Hotel Dbor. With 3 positions needed, Elaine suggests her father Philmon join, despite his inexperience. Philmon, a former cook at Hotel Dbor, offers his assistance despite health concerns, claiming he's feeling better. When Philmon attempts to cook, his hands begin trembling uncontrollably. Despite physical recovery, he experiences psychological blocks that prevent him from handling kitchen tools effectively. This reveals deeper trauma related to his cooking experience. Monica witnesses Philmon's struggle. He explains that pressure from someone named Savannah became increasingly strict and critical, repeatedly rejecting his dishes and demanding perfection. The constant criticism created fear that now manifests physically whenever he tries to cook. Philmon confesses feeling increasingly hopeless with each cooking attempt. Despite this setback, his daughter vows to win the competition and encourages him to properly communicate with Savannah. Monica reveals she intended to help from the beginning, preferring to seek better opportunities than endure difficult conditions. The team formation is finalized, with Monica joining as a professional cook. They decide to celebrate with a feast at Sandor River, fulfilling a previous promise. The preparation becomes serious, with meticulous attention to perfection. Savannah is discovered examining an original recipe book, claiming to check for missing elements. The conversation shifts to Savannah's past, once a good listener and leader who received recommendation for Hotel Duval, contrasting with her current difficult disposition. A parallel story emerges about Modeste, co-founder of Duval Hotel and creator of the famous Duval cake, and his friendship with Saberi. As Modeste's fame grew, their friendship deteriorated. When Modeste died suddenly, rumors circulated about Saberi's involvement, though no conviction was recorded in Fontaine's history. The day of the showdown arrives at Hotel Dbor. News spreads that Escoffier participating, generating excitement. The competition features Duval's specialty, Gen-Pon, with judging conducted blindly for fairness. Finished cakes are marked and placed for evaluation without revealing which chef prepared which dish. The competition begins with high energy. A reminder comes that even skilled cooks struggle without proper ingredients. Chef Rio appears after a long absence, with the venue atmosphere described as hotter than an oven. The cooking begins with focus on achieving perfect balance of flavors. A cooking competition is about to begin. There's tension in the air as Chef Rio prepares with all ingredients ready. The venue is described as being extremely hot, even hotter than an oven. The competitors are focused on achieving the perfect taste and exquisite balance in their dishes. The competition reaches its conclusion with both chefs presenting their finished cakes to the kitchen for evaluation. Upon inspection, the judges comment that visually the cakes appear identical, making it difficult to distinguish between them just by looking. Savannah is recognized as a cook with talent. The first cake is evaluated and receives a high score of 99 out of 100, though judges note the taste of the dough differs from before. The second cake follows, but receives criticism for having excessive icing and poor balance of seasoning. After the competition, Escoffier obtains the Tubuladai Hiten, planning to make it work this time. There's discussion about a promise to apologize to Philmon and resolving a request from Spina de Lozra. The situation seems more complex than anticipated. A shocking turn of events occurs when Chef Savala collapses. Upon examination, stress and fatigue appear to be the cause of death. It's revealed that Savala had been pushing himself extremely hard, often studying in the kitchen overnight, possibly trying to prove he wasn't inferior to Escoffier. An investigation into the cooking competition reveals something suspicious about the taste of the cake. It's determined that someone tampered with the dish during cooking, suggesting the culprit is among those present. This revelation creates tension among the group. Monica confesses to causing a safety accident related to the purchase of ruby leaves. She admits feeling scared that Escoffier would blame her if the truth came out. Escoffier surprisingly dismisses the concern as minor, stating it wasn't why she left the Duval Hotel. Discussion turns to why Savannah was so desperate to obtain a recipe source. It's revealed that after Escoffier left, the taste of Hotel Duval's food changed noticeably. Savannah had been obsessively trying to recreate Escoffier's work, remaking dishes multiple times, but never achieving the same results. The group learns that Savala has regained consciousness, but isn't ready to meet them. They decide to return the next day when things are calmer. There's mention of informing the Philmon family about the day's events. A metaphorical story about snow-winged eyes is shared, describing how they change leaders during long journeys to share responsibility and pressure. This seems to parallel the situation with the chefs and leadership at the hotel. Escoffier struggles with accepting the notion of natural talent in cooking, believing that anyone can achieve perfection through hard work and proper technique. She commits to figuring out why Savannah failed and pointing out the mistakes, planning to study at the Duval Hotel overnight. The next morning, Escoffier appears exhausted, claiming to just need coffee. The coffee supply is unexpectedly depleted. The final scene shifts to a cafe where coffee is being served, with a mention of a conversational style popular among young people. A group has gathered, and someone appears to be recovering after drinking coffee. They express gratitude to Traveler Paimon, who suggests they need more rest. The recovering individual hints at having something important to discuss when everyone arrives, mentioning that failure is the mother of success. Concern arises over Savannah's absence. Escoffier confirms she hasn't arrived yet. Vanagum reveals he checked on her earlier that morning but found her door open and room empty. Alphonse interrupts with urgency, bringing a map found at Savannah's house, which contains circles, lines, and markings that match a hidden page from Modeste's adventure notes. The group examines the map and discovers it might lead to where the legendary Duval cake originated. They find letters suggesting someone might be threatening Savannah. They begin to suspect Monica, rather than Savannah, was involved in the Lumilene Incident. The situation appears complex, with someone manipulating events behind the scenes. The setting shifts to ancient submarine ruins that once functioned as a restaurant during the Lemuria period. They encounter a pufferfish blocking their path. Reading from Modesto's notes, they learn they must feed the shy little guests to gain entry. Using available ingredients, romaritime flour and l'etoile, they prepare food for the pufferfish. After feeding the pufferfish, a door opens in the ruins. The group enters and encounters Monica, who reveals she has been manipulating events. She admits to threatening people and orchestrating confrontations between the others. As tensions escalate, she claims the ruins hold Lemuria's treasure, not just a cake recipe, but a powerful drug. Escoffier and a traveler arrive, cornering Monica. She takes Savannah hostage, realizing she has no escape. The group discovers their path is blocked and must find another route through the deep ruins. Suddenly, a demon statue awakens from vibrations, forcing them to prepare to cook something to counter this new threat. The group discovers how to use l'etoile with romaritime flour, which opens a new door. They enter a space reminiscent of Fontaine from 100 years ago, possibly where Modeste and Severi once rested. They find and read a diary entry describing the seabed remaining unchanged for thousands of years, while much has happened on land. The Duval cake bloomed exactly as Modesto anticipated. With limited treasure, they produced limited quantities, which only enhanced its reputation, and everything proceeded according to plan. Despite this success, the narrator received nothing but incompetence letters despite constant prayers. Though Modesto offered comfort, the narrator felt isolated. Conversations with Modesto gradually decreased as he made new friends and pursued new opportunities. The narrator harbored a desire to create work comparable to Modesto's, hoping to stand proudly beside him someday, perhaps even embarking on adventures together again. Unfortunately, this dream would never materialize. A chat reveals Modesto returned after death. The legend of the two friends discovering the secret seasoning for the original Duval cake recipe appears to be true. Questions arise about Modesto's death and its connection to the chat. The taste of Duval cake had changed, though only Modesto noticed, being a perfectionist who couldn't tolerate even minor imperfections. Modesto halted Duval cake sales, spending nights researching in the kitchen. Despite countless remakes and taste tests, he couldn't recapture the original flavor. Eventually, he realized the cake hadn't changed, his taste had. Remlia's secret was offering the best sensory experiences, but it also destroyed those senses over time. Through repeated experiments, Modeste depleted all their treasure. The once genius cook permanently lost his sense of taste, which drove him to suicide in despair. The narrator, near death themselves, couldn't stop him or say goodbye. Still, Modeste entrusted his clothes to the narrator. Remlia's treasure was indeed like a drug, as Monica had warned. While Modeste committed suicide, rumors claimed Saber killed him. History omitted mention of the treasure, suggesting possible murder. Modeste revealed everything in his will, demonstrating that even geniuses make devastating mistakes. The narrator questions Modeste's intentions, whether to ease tension, solve a mystery, or validate concerns about Duval cake dangers. A genius killed by his masterpiece would reduce Modeste's reputation and Duval Restaurant's future to a joke. The narrator cannot bear how the world would judge Modeste and their shared achievements. Despite memories becoming incomplete and suspicion falling on Modeste's family, the narrator won't allow his legacy to be tarnished. Remilia's treasure is finally discovered, though Modeste's children unexpectedly preserved evidence. Escoffier reveals the container is empty to hide the truth and prevent future harm. Monica, outraged after searching so hard for an empty container, triggers danger throughout the ruins, endangering everyone present as statues come to life. Savannah awakens to find people fighting for safety. Despite feeling unworthy of help and undeserving of the chef title, others remind Savannah of their value. Unable to recreate Escoffier's taste, manipulated by Monica, and driving everyone away, Savannah begs Escoffier to return, promising secrecy. Escoffier clarifies he didn't resign for Savannah and asserts Savannah isn't as incompetent as believed. Others affirm Savannah's dedication to customer satisfaction during crisis times, noting customers specifically choose Hotel Dbor because of Savannah. Everyone makes mistakes, but overcoming them is what defines mortals. A heated rematch is demanded between two cooks. Despite one participant's reluctance, they are encouraged not to let minor issues affect the confrontation. With a hot pot and spatula already prepared, the hesitant cook is urged to proceed with the battle immediately, though they express indifference about winning or losing. One cook feels unworthy, displaying vulnerability. They're encouraged not to give up and reminded that without trying, no one will know if their food is delicious. The discouraged cook is advised to taste failure repeatedly until achieving success. Despite initial hesitation, they eventually try their dish and find it delicious. Escoffier is declared the victor, a result described as natural and not particularly praiseworthy. Interestingly, despite losing, Savannah appears more radiant than before. The conversation then shifts to discussing a previous case and asking if there are further questions about it. It's revealed that there were two reasons for leaving Hotel Dbor: the Lumilene problem and the belief that the hotel would continue thriving independently. The speaker sought new possibilities and felt inspired after meeting a colleague from Liwei, seeing potential in unconventional ingredients not typically considered food. The Remari thyme flower was used in the cooking confrontation, though it went unnoticed. Cooking is described as a science, studying delicious creations through historical recipes. But looking forward requires breaking from tradition to explore new possibilities. This progressive approach causes some apprehension about tasting such innovative food. Reassurance is given that, unlike Modeste's era, ingredients are thoroughly checked for harmful substances. A modified recipe for mini Duval cake is shared, adjusted to be drier for travel. The chef plans to return occasionally to Hotel Dbor to maintain food quality standards as promised to Mr. Vanagum. Disappointment is expressed about not seeing the legendary Lemurian treasure. The original Duval cake was supposedly extraordinary, But questions arise about whether Monica's perceptions were distorted. Despite infiltrating Hotel Dbor to find Modesto's secrets, the search proved fruitless. The Lemurian treasure is identified as Rumarine, extracted from Luetor by Lemurians. The Duval cake's legendary status is attributed to the underdeveloped sugar technology of its time, making taste stimulants exceptionally valuable. Today, Rumarine has been thoroughly researched by Fontaine's Academy, diminishing its value. The conversation is interrupted by Nobio's arrival, who excitedly shows off a discovery from the underwater ruins, a beautiful ancient Wemerian container, potentially worth 100 million if in perfect condition. Unfortunately, the container is broken, ending hopes for a valuable treasure.